Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. Welcome to My Time to Journal, an untrained person playing with lots of art supplies and having fun. Join me. Good morning, good morning. Today's spread is going to take a little bit of work. Tedious, but not horrible. And I've been seeing this a lot. Not a lot, but in a few different places. So I think I'm going to try it. Where one lady did it on her iCAD for the entire 60 days. Strips of color. And made paper with it. Now, it's not earth-shattering by any means. But this spread is about a woman who knew about Black Lives Matter 100 years before Black Lives Matter came about. Unfortunately, it took 100 more years, and actually, never mind, not getting political. There still is no justice. That's what I'm trying to say. For Black Lives Matters. But I'm going to do my whole spread in black and white. And these kind of feel like pathways. I could name them pathways. Because this lady there's different ideas about the numbers. She said over 1,000 people on the Underground Railroad. Now, if you're not from the United States, you might not know what the Underground Railroad is or was. But it was a path to freedom for slaveries when there was already freedom in the North. So she would lead them to the North, and then they would buy their freedom, I think is how they got it. I'm not sure. Or they became free. I don't know. Somebody had to sponsor them. I'm not sure how that worked. I don't remember from history. Oh dear. Just knocked something over. Anyhow, so she would have loved to have seen the vegetation and the ground and what it takes to hike a trail in Yosemite and what you see on a trail in Yosemite compared to what she was hiking and doing at night with the Underground Railroad. She only traveled at night. And there's still stories on whether people left quilts out on their line that made the different patterns in the quilts were messages to the people that were leading on the Underground Railroad. Some say that's not true anymore. After researching more, I don't know enough to say yay or nay. I would like to think that was true, but who knows? They say now it wasn't true. The experts, but sometimes those experts don't know as much as they think they do, right? And I have a subscriber that's leaving me messages every day that has better story ideas than I do. What does that mean? I'm going to keep going. You just keep leaving your messages. I like your ideas. So this is going to take quite a while, obviously, to fill up a spread with black and white pathways. And after that, I'm not sure where I'm going with it. But I'm going through that box to the left of me with all of the stuff in it that I still have not used and finding black or dark gray paper, cutting them in sort of the same size, and I'm going to make, you know how you cut up paper to make more paper. Yeah, I wonder if we could use some earthquake stuff. So we just took my husband takes the dog around the block every day, twice a day. or farther than that sometimes. And I went with him this morning. It wasn't too hot this morning already, but we saw a fox. And he or she got real close to us till the dog kind of finally realized he was there. Didn't bark at him, but did kind of rear up on his hind legs, and that scared the fox, and the fox ran away. But we do have a lot of them here anymore. They're just displaced. But that's the closest. I have seen another one on our street a couple years ago. And now, here comes the man with the tearing apart his driveway next door. So I'm going to fast forward and go and get a whole bunch more of this. And I'll be back. Okay, that's better. He has stopped grinding his driveway apart. Or the construction crew has stopped grinding it. So when I said I cut these into all different lengths, I meant lengths, not widths. I'm trying to keep them generally the same width, because to me that makes more sense. And I was going to use that vellum piece, but vellum and glue sticks, not so great. But this is a sticker of a typewriter with lots of detail. So, and luckily I have 3 others of those, so I can cut that apart. Now that's not black, but that's going to come in the picture down the road. Because I kind of got my thoughts together in my head. And I keep forgetting to do the tags that I want to put on every page from that page that I painted. Now, yesterday my pens came through. Those Copic markers come through on a traveler's notebook. So I'm going to cover it up, luckily, or most of it. And it won't matter once it's all down and about. So I put Harriet Tubman, and she was the first Black Lives Matter lady. That was just a phrase that I wrote down. So don't anybody come back at me with political issues, hopefully. I admire this woman tremendously. She was fearless in getting people to the North from the South in slavery days to freedom. And I'm not sure historically what happened after that. Did you have to buy your freedom? Did you have somebody sponsor your freedom? I don't remember from history, and I'm not going to go and research all that this morning. But she did get quite a few people. And I would like to think that the quilts hanging on the line, depending on the pattern, some meant like crew or group looking for you to the left. Or go to the right, there's a house 3 miles away that will keep you at night or during the day. Because they traveled at night. And I hate the fact that that might not be true, because I would have loved to have thought that innocent ladies hanging their quilts on the line, mostly white ladies, were helping the Underground Railroad. But historically they say that's not true anymore. I don't know. Main thing is here, I don't know. I would just like to think that's true. So I am making my strips. Now, I have seen this on Instagram. I've seen it on Pinterest lately. In my little tiny searches, I don't do a lot of searching all day on a computer. Instagram is frustrating me immensely these days. I don't have any recent pictures on there. It just never ceases to amaze me what my algorithm brings up, because it's nothing I'm interested in. Nothing. I don't care how many sharks are on the coast of Australia. Yes, I fear them. Yes, Australia is gorgeous. Yes, I would love to go there, but right now I don't care how many sharks are there. And I get all this weird stuff. At least it's not pornographic. It used to be pornographic. That's why I canceled my old account. That was 4x8 paper stuff. Anyhow, so I'm filling in long strips with short strips. And to me, these are Underground Railroad pathways, abstract-wise. And, oh gosh, here comes the growling dog. He was so bad yesterday. So bad. I don't know what his problem is. But I do know what his problem is. He's spoiled rotten. Anyhow, so now I am going to cut up these green things. And these are the paths in Yosemite that she took when she went there. And first of all, here's what my page looks like before I put the Yosemite pathway on there. And I just wanted to add it to bring myself back to Yosemite. And pathways in Yosemite are not always straight, never are.
And then I found this black and white cord. I thought, well, how could I use this? And I just taped it on there. And that might be something like a clothesline for the quilts. I don't know. But it's black and white, and it added more texture, and I'm leaving it in there because I kind of like it like that. And then I took some washi tape and I made tiny little squares in the upper right-hand corner. They'll appear. Right now I'm outlining the Yosemite path with Stabilo and going to kind of highlight it a little bit that way. But I took washi tape and I made tiny little squares, like flower squares, as if they were quilt squares, just as an ode to myself and my wishful thinking of the quilters and the messages they left in their quilts for the Underground Railroad people. Harriet Tubman was not the only one, but she was very, very, very famous for it. And once we had the Civil War, she was a spy for the North and a scout, so that was kind of cool. And after the Civil War, she started with the suffragettes to try to get women's right to vote. So she was very, very active and a very, very activist social not trendsetter, but life setter. I really, really admire her. So I thought that would be kind of cool today to put that in there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.